Bar graph data. Today your learning target is I can interpret data and use addition and subtraction. And you'll know you're successful today when you can add and subtract to answer questions about bar graphs. So, today we are going to be working with a bar graph. And we did this again last week. And we're going to be doing this again this week, today. So we have a bar graph. Well, we have 3 bar graphs, and we're only going to do the top one today. And after the video, you will get to do the second and the last one on your own. So if you're a remote student, this will be on Google Classroom. If you're in person, you will get a copy of this to do. So again, we are looking at doing the top one together. And this bar graph all filled out for us, but we have to answer the question. So just like I said before, with a bar graph, they give us all the information right in the data, okay, in the bar graph. It's right there. And we just have to use our imaginary magnifying glass and search for those answers right in front of us. So this bar graph at the top shows the number of caps sold, or that's another word for hat. And it looks like they sold red caps, black caps, green caps, and blue caps. And I'm going to look at the first question. What color cap was sold the most? So let's take a look at that bar graph. I could see that the red bar is the highest, so that's probably going to be our answer. It's got 35 caps sold. Black is only at the 25 mark. Green is at the 30 mark, and blue is at the 20. So yes, of course, red is the answer, because not only is the bar higher, but we can see 35 is the highest number on there that has caps sold. So red is our answer. So that's what I'm going to write right on that pink box. Red. There we go. And then we have how many more green caps were sold than blue caps. So that is a very common question in a bar graph. How many more? And that's where I'm going to have to do some math. So these more obvious ones, like what color sold the most, that information's right in front of us. And this one is too, but we have to do a little bit more work. So how many more green caps were sold than blue? I'm going to look at green and blue only. I am not going to look at red or black right now. Only green and blue. So green. Let's remind ourselves how many green caps were sold. How many? It looks like it's at 30. So 30 for green. I'm going to write that down. So green, 30 were sold, okay? And then blue, let's take a look at blue. It looks like it's at 20. So blue is at 20. And how many more? So I am comparing green against blue. If I think about, so since green is higher, how much higher is green compared to blue? It looks like if I went up 1 bar, I would be almost there. And if I went up 2 of those bars, I would be equal to green. So how much difference is that? I can find that out by finding the difference and subtracting 30 and 20. 30 minus 20. That's going to give me our answer. And what is 30 minus 20? It would be 10, right? So we have 10 is the difference. Let's just make sure that makes sense, okay? So like I said, if I went up 1 bar, that would be 5, Okay, because this graph is counting by fives. If you can see the numbers on the side, 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and so on. It's counting by fives. So, yep, 5, 10. And if I filled it up to that second bar, that second line, then it would be 10, right? 5, 10. So that does make sense. So I did answer that correctly. So the answer would be 10. Okay, so today your job will be to fill out the bar graph about tickets sold and then the bar graph about the distance ran by the cross-country team. So that is your job today. Please do your best, and it's just a practice assignment. So don't worry, it's not a test, but it's just my way of seeing where we are at and practicing answering questions about a bar graph, because this is very important. We will be seeing this a lot this year, and it's very important to use our skills and our imaginary magnifying glass to find information from data. So good luck today. So remember, your learning target today is I can interpret data and use addition and subtraction. And you'll know you're successful today when you can add and subtract to answer questions about bar graphs.